Pokemon, potentially with a helping hand, but it may not have even needed it after that +2 boost due to the weakness policy. So now Daphne's just got one Pokemon left, and Josh has all four. So this is certainly a difficult position to come back from, but Kartana at least can hit the Tyranitar for super effective damage. So she may be able to get at least one knockout here.
Yeah, and I think the Trick Room's still up, so Kartana can attack into that Tyranitar and potentially pick up the KO here.
And another helping hand, I think that's what Joshua probably did last time, revealing the low kick, so that is super effective, but Kartana is made of paper. You said it yourself. And so now it's to be able to survive and get off a big Bloom Doom, and if it's into that Tyranitar, that's going away.
Yeah, this Bloom Doom is very powerful, and it helps give Kartana that snowballing effect. So picking up one KO, most certainly on either Pokemon that it wants to target down, it's going to get that attack boost and give Daphne a chance to really run things with this Kartana.
And there goes the Tyranitar. That Kartana getting its beast boost in attack almost certainly. Yep, there it is to confirm. And now it's going to be this Cresselia. We know Josh has a Kartana in the back. Hasn't revealed his fourth Pokemon, though, and if it's that Charizard, it could be bad news.
Yeah, and with the Tyranitar knocked out, Joshua gets a chance to get a free switch in here. He does reveal that Charizard is the fourth Pokemon of choice on his side.
Yeah, so I think at this point Joshua is going to be able to take Game 1, but Daphne is going to have some good information to go into Game 2 and be able to readjust and try and take this to Game 3. As the Charizard also is Y on Joshua's side, so it's going to get rid of the sand. Always interesting to see when players decide to bring that double weather, boost the fire type attack that is almost certainly coming, and we'll get some information. Maybe whether it's a flamethrower, whether it's a heat wave. Either way, Cresselia goes for a helping hand. Making that Charizard hit even harder, and it is indeed a flamethrower. Any potential sash is already broken, and the Kartana goes down, so Josh takes a convincing win in Game 1.
Yeah, great game there for Joshua. He was able to position himself in Trick Room very effectively, and because of that, he was able to get a Game 1 victory. I really love the Tyranitar and the weakness policy decision that Joshua decided to go with, being able to tank the Earthquake, get the boost, and then be able to Rock Slide effectively in the Trick Room.
Oh, and it does so much damage as it is, but when you add in the helping hand, it does even more. I mean, it just completely took out a Tapu Lele. The Landorus was already low, but we saw how much it chunked it for the first time. And so, honestly, I think Daphne's going to have to find a way to avoid the weakness policy, but also to stop this Cresselia because it just sat there untouched.
Yeah, and seeing the confidence in Daphne's eyes as we were getting into this game, I have no doubt she's going to be able to bounce back here. As you can see, she locks in 5 seconds.
She's ready, arms crossed.
Ready to go, arms crossed. She is all business today. Got her Mew supporting her there. One of her favorite Pokemon from what she told me earlier on.
Yep. Although I know I heard Josh saying he's got his fair share of Mews himself.
There we go, yeah.
Yeah. And so it'll be interesting to see how Daphne's decided to adjust. Is there anything in particular you think she can do to have a bit better of a shot?
I think she can double target into the Trick Room setter. As we saw, that was what gave Joshua the position to really go out on the offensive.
Yep. And so we're going to see the same lead from him, that Kartana and Cresselia, and the same lead from Daphne as well, Charizard, Landorus. So I think Daphne must have an idea of what she can do differently, maybe anticipating a protect from Kartana, or maybe even that switch in turn 1.
Yeah, and we saw Josh make a really high-level play with the ally switch and causing the guessing game of, should I try to superpower into the Cresselia slot because it resists that, or should I try to superpower into that paper mache sword? It makes things a lot more difficult. Daphne, I think, can go on the offensive here and use her powerful mons to target down that Cresselia.
Speaking of powerful Pokemon, this Charizard is back and it is ready to Mega Evolve once again. So the sun coming out, and if that Kartana doesn't protect, it will certainly be in a world of danger. As we saw, though, the Bloom Doom, that was on... Okay, so, and actually, we're getting the ally switch immediately. So, if there's a fire-type attack going into that Kartana slot, it is not going to hit it. And now we get a Tailwind. So, we saw the Trick Room last time. Now we're seeing the fast mode, and Charizard revealing a Solar Beam, so I wonder if that was going, or anticipating a Tyranitar switch, and actually hits the Cresselia slot, and hits the Kartana, so breaks any potential Focus Sash, and now a Rock Slide comes out, and that is going to do a little bit of chip there, though not a whole lot.
Yeah, and the tailwind, what a great call by Josh. He's got two methods of speed control,
Yeah.
and that's just, it's such a difficult guessing game to do. I still like Daphne's position here.
Yeah.
She's got a Charizard in the sun, which
Right.
Kartana definitely doesn't appreciate.
No.
And I think she's still in a good position to come out ahead on this game.
Well, and I also think it's interesting, Kartana was one of the Pokemon that got access to some new moves in that Tailwind, so definitely an interesting skill. It's going to switch out for now as Landorus comes in instead. Will they be able to do a lot more damage to both these Pokemon if it is packing a Rock Slide? Cresselia going for another speed control, the Icy Wind. It misses the Charizard, if I'm not mistaken, and it does do a little bit to that Landorus, but not as much as you'd think. It is 4 times super effective, not the strongest move, maybe an Assault Vest. Heat Wave comes out and does a good chunk of damage to both these Pokemon, and the Landorus will eat up that superpower. It is resisted, and the Landorus on Daphne's side is going to lose some stats as a result.
Yeah, Daphne throwing flames here in game 2 with that Charizard, dealing big damage in the sun with the Heat Wave, bringing Landorus down below half health. Josh playing really well as well, making some good switches, switching in that Landorus into the superpower to take the resisted hit. So overall, both trainers doing really well here in game 2.
Daphne doesn't want to lose her Charizard to a Rock Slide, so Tapu Lele is the Pokemon that comes in. Hopefully we'll get a chance to do a little bit more than it did last game. Psychic Surge is going to shut down any priority moves, though it doesn't look like we're going to see any right now because it's just a Rock Slide coming out. That does brings Landorus on Daphne's side below half and Tapu Lele down a little bit. Icy Wind will do another little chunk and make that speed gap widen even more so when the Tailwind runs out. But Landorus is hanging on, can fire off a Rock Slide of its own, though it is at -2, so not a lot of damage at all.
Yeah, great switch there by Daphne, identifying that under the Tailwind, Joshua's Landorus is going to be able to Rock Slide and probably knock out Daphne's Charizard.
Yep.
And, it's important to Daphne. So Daphne's got to keep that around, keep the sun later on, and be able to continue to throw flames. And Josh, just keep attacking here.
There's that helping hand cheering on the Landorus, helping it do even more damage as it goes for a Rock Slide. Looking to pick up this KO on the Landorus on Daphne's side, gets it, and Tapu Lele goes below half as well, and it flinches, so it's not going to be able to move. And even though the Tailwind's now petered out, there was Icy Wind being slung around, and so that's going to keep Daphne's side of the field a little slower, although the Kartana wasn't out earlier, so now it's going to be faster.
Yeah, unfortunate flinch there on Daphne's Tapu Lele, but as you can see, she's not phased whatsoever. Bringing in the Kartana of her own and saying, let's get ready to do some big damage. I like the aggressive style that Daphne's got here. A lot of Pokemon with a lot of power. And if you're Josh, I think with the speed control advantage, you can comfortably keep attacking and keep putting the pressure on as well with the helping hand.
Another helping hand here into this Landorus, but you got to wonder, is it just going for a Rock Slide? No. Earthquake is now the move of choice because the Cresselia can just levitate right over it, and that might be enough to pick up the KO on Lele. It is, but Kartana hangs on, and it might be able to get a knockout here with a Leaf Blade. This Landorus is low, so is the Cresselia, but the Cresselia hangs on, and now it gets a chance to eat its 50% berry, so it's going to be quite healthy again.
Yeah, that's one bulky Cresselia able to live a very powerful Leaf Blade from this Kartana and put itself in range to where it can snack on that berry and get 50% health back and stay around the field a little bit longer to keep cheering on that Landorus with the helping hand. I guess you could say Cresselia is like a proud parent of its own, just rooting on Josh. Just keep going, and Daphne bringing in that Charizard to put some pressure here. And now, since it's not at minus speed, it can comfortably throw some fire moves out there at the Landorus, which is at low health, or choose to target down the Cresselia. And it'll be interesting to Josh fires off another ally switch here. Yeah. And he's both trainers keep hanging in there, both still in this game.
But I believe we saw the Heat Wave, so... Oh, wow! The Landorus is actually going to miss the Charizard, so that's a huge turn of events for Daphne. She really needed that. The crit not mattering too much. Charizard straight up going for an overheat, so a super powerful fire-type attack in the sun. Cresselia just barely hanging on, and Kartana flinches, though, in the face of that crit Rock Slide, and now an Icy Wind is going to come out and do even more damage and make sure that they're both slow enough in case that was some kind of speed tie with that Landorus going first. Maybe a choice scarf. Granted, it is the only we've only seen. Oh no, we saw the earthquake and the rock slide. So that is just a speedy Landorus.
Yeah, unfortunate flinch there too. We've all been there as trainers where you're just, all I got to do is attack and I can knock out the opposing Pokemon, and then the flinch happens.
And one final clap may be enough to do it here if this Landorus can hit the rock slide. Charizard dodges it again. This Charizard is a speedy one. Kartana is also able to hang on, so if there's no flinch on that slot, Daphne could still be in this. The Heat Wave coming out will almost certainly finish off both these Pokemon. So actually, Kartana, doesn't even matter if flinches, can go ahead and take a little rest and get ready for the next incoming Pokemon.
Yeah, huge turn for Daphne there, able to avoid the rock slide as we see the Kartana going for a very powerful grass type Grassium Z. Bloom Doom. Because
both Pokemon are knocked out. I don't think I've ever seen that. To see, that the Z move still comes out even though there's nothing to target. So kind of a bummer to burn the Z move there, but Kartana's still going to be able to threaten if this Tyranitar is in the back.
Yep, and we're going to see the Charizard switch in from Joshua's side along with the Kartana.
So we've got a bit of a mirror on the field. Both these Kartanas damage, both these Charizard relatively healthy, but one has a little bit more special attack than the other right now.
Yeah, and it'll be interesting to see which one of these Charizards is a little bit faster, because if Joshua's trained his Charizard to be faster than Daphne's, obviously going to be able to get off a really powerful fire attack and really put this game in a spot where he can take advantage and get the win.
So Charizard going to Mega Evolve, though the sun is already up, so Drought isn't going to take effect. That means it could be fading soon, and those attacks will get a little weaker. Kartana on Daphne's side, knowing it's in trouble, it's going to be able to dodge this Sacred Sword. So the Charizard from Joshua's side going into the Charizard on Daphne's side, going to do a little bit of damage, but not a whole lot. And now we see a Heat Wave coming out, and even at -2, this is going to do a lot of damage thanks to the sun. Kartana goes down, so Daphne does have the Pokemon advantage, even though her Kartana is in what you may call the danger zone.
Yeah, very clutch protect there from Daphne, able to keep her Kartana on the field one more turn and preserve it potentially to get a little bit of chip damage onto Joshua's Charizard. Daphne in a position where, even though at -2, a critical hit could put her back into this game. So she's got to hang in there. She's got to keep staying on the offensive to give herself a chance to take this to a Game 3.
Well, Charizard, realizing that it was the target last turn, is just going to protect here, while Joshua's side, Charizard is just going to mop up the other Kartana with a Heat Wave of its own. So now it is Charizard on Charizard. Both these Pokemon fire types. Is this a Pokemon battle or a rap battle with all these Pokemon spitting flames?
Yeah, there's 2 Charizards out on the field. Joshua's has the advantage because it has not gone for the overheat yet and is yet to drop its special attack. As we see Joshua going for the flamethrower.
So we see one flamethrower going into Daphne, not actually doing a bit. That might be a KO next turn. And this Heat Wave now is a single target, so it's going to do a lot. And that may have been a critical hit. Yeah, it was. So it's going to bypass the special attack drop from the overheat. So that keeps Daphne in it.
Yeah, I think one more critical hit could put her in range where she has a chance to knock out Joshua's Charizard.
Daphne just wanting to keep this going a little bit longer, maybe stall out some PP there, as this flamethrower is not going to do any damage, so kind of a null turn.
Right, and both trainers know exactly what to do here. It's just going to come down to clicking fire moves, so going very quickly with their turns.
And another flamethrower here is going to connect this time, but without the sun, it may not be enough for the KO, so Daphne is going to get one last chance to retaliate. If she can get a crit here, she may be able to win, but no, it is just a little bit of damage, and now it looks like Joshua, which has been consistently outspeeding, is going to be able to take the finals of the Charlotte Regional Championships.
Yeah, Joshua playing really well here.
Daphne wanting one more turn. She says, give me as much time in this limelight as I can get, as the flamethrower is doing no damage. But now Joshua poised. You think she's going to go for the double?
I think she might. She's been in a position where she knows if she just hangs out a little bit longer, puts herself in position to get one more critical hit, she could possibly get this.
Well, she decides she's just going to go down here with the ship, the flamethrower, taking out her Charizard, and so Joshua takes the championship with a 2-0 victory over Daphne, but a very good set from both these players.
Yeah, great battle for Joshua, great battle for Daphne as well. The fact that both were able to make it to juniors finals is an accomplishment in its own right. And just being able to, like we mentioned at the front end, be able to see both the parents taking pictures, very proud of both of their trainers today. And I know even though Josh was the one who came out victorious and will be taking the title, both of these trainers should leave here very excited about their finishing.
Oh, and Daphne played really well in Game 2. She was able to take it down to one Pokemon on each side. And so it was very impressive of her. And really, if she hadn't had to go for that overheat and didn't have that special attack drop, she may have been able to win. She got that crit. It would have done even more damage, if it had been its regular attack. So it was very impressive.
Yeah, and on Joshua's side, got to give him props. He had some great ways to control the speed.
Oh, yeah. Lots.
Yeah, lots. Like a bunch of different options. He had the Icy Wind on Cresselia. He had the Trick Room on Cresselia. Ally Switch to be able to cause a little bit of confusion and make it so that you don't really know who to target. So very, very well-built team. And loved the weakness policy Tyranitar.
Oh, yeah, and that came in big there in Game 1. Didn't have a chance, didn't need to do any work in Game 2. Able to rely on Charizard there and mostly the Landorus. So very well played by both these trainers. We're actually going to kick it over to an interview with Josh, so stick around. We'll be right back.
Welcome back to the Battle Factory, everyone. My name is Marty Colby, and I'm joined by the Juniors Division Champion, Joshua Casimir. How excited are you right now?
Really excited because I didn't think I could beat her. In that second round, it was unbelievable.
Yeah, give me a fist bump for that. That was such a great battle from start to finish, and I gotta say, what stood out to me the most was your ability to just control the speed of the game. So walk me through how you built your Cresselia. We saw the Ally Switch, we saw the Icy Wind in the Trick Room, so walk me through what you were trying to do with that Pokemon.
Alright, so really my team is just to get the speed done.
Yeah.
So if I'm faster than them, I can usually get a strong win.
Yeah. And so, what did you try to just have one Pokemon that was a little bit more bulky, and then the rest really attacking?
Pretty much.
Yeah, awesome. So, tell me about your favorite Pokemon on the team.
Definitely Cresselia. Without her, the team could not work.
Did you have any nicknames for the Cresselia?
I don't know. I don't think so.
Well, maybe you can give it a nickname because it did so well this
That'd be
weekend, right? So one of the things you told me about before we got into this was the fact that you were a little bit nervous going into, was it game 1? Or game two? Yes.
Game 1, I was pretty happy because, alright, Tyranitar's really powerful.
Yeah.
Once you get him, weakness policy, and Trick Room, he's like, nothing can beat him.
Yeah.
Really.
So what had you nervous about game 2?
Well, first of all, it's when I missed my Rock Slide twice on that Charizard.
Yeah.
And, like, oh my god, she's Kartana and Charizard, and I just have a Charizard. What can I do? If she used Overheat, I'm gone.
Yeah, geez. I mean, it's almost like she trained it in evasion just to be able to dodge those rock slides, right? So, I think one of the other things that people at home would definitely want to hear, for someone getting into the juniors division and starting off playing Pokemon. I know you started off pretty early in your career. How did you get started in Pokemon, and then what led you into VGC?
Well, believe it or not, I actually started in TCG.
Oh, wow.
And my first tournament, I got destroyed completely. And then my mom said, oh, I'm so sorry, I'll never ever bring you to one of those again. But I'm like, no, I liked it. And then we kept on playing cards for a few years. But then we found out about video game, which A, costs less, B, takes less time, and you don't have to wait in a 3-block mile to go into a tournament, like the regionals.
Yeah, you heard it here. 3 reasons why you should be playing VGC and coming out to Pokemon competition. So before we end the interview, is there anything, any future events that you're going to go to? Are you going to try to go to Worlds or anything at all?
Well, I'm definitely going to Worlds, and I'm also going to Sao Paulo, Brazil.
Oh, wow. Have you ever been out of the country before?
Yeah, I went to Australia, actually.
Oh, how did you do there?
I went undefeated in Swiss, and then got 3rd in Top Cut.
Jeez. Okay, so I think what everybody's hearing here, Joshua Casimir, a force to be reckoned with in the Pokemon community. Thank you so much for the interview. You did so well today. Anybody you want to give a shout out to?
Well, I can't do that, I think. I mean...
Well, anybody here that's with you that you want to say thanks for helping?
I would say thanks to Austin for assisting me in building my team and helping me with all the calculations I need to help my T-Tar survive the attacks for weakness policy, and especially just the team idea in general.
Awesome. And any family members watching that you want to say hi to?
Well, my mom over there. That's obvious.
Yeah. All right. Well, thank you again, Joshua, so much. We're going to take a short break here at the Battle Factory. We're going to be bringing you seniors finals here. So stay tuned, and we will be right back.